All right, so then you have the loops. So looping, um, we use that for iterations. So we use that for running code more than once, for repeating code. You can execute blocks of code repeatedly as many times as you want for a known number of times or for a unknown number of times. And that goes into the idea of for loops and while loops. So with for loops, that's used to iterate over a sequence. Usually it's when you know how many times you need to iterate, how many times you need to repeat. So when you have a known number of times that you need to do something, you want to use a for loop. Okay, that's the basic concept of a for loop. The while loop is a little different. That's used to execute a block of code based on some condition being met, or in some cases not being met, right? So that's how the while loop works. Looking at an example here. So if you look at the top here, here's an example of the for loop, of using the for loop. So here you have fruits, and then you have like a little list here: apple, banana, and cherry. So for fruits in fruits, we're going to talk about loops much more later, but right now I'm just introducing the basic idea, right? So for fruit rather, in fruits, so it's looking for one fruit in fruits in this list here, print fruit. And what this is going to do is literally it's going to print each of them one by one, because it's going to look at how many elements there are in this list here, and then in this list it's going to execute each one and then print each fruit in order: apple, banana, cherry. Okay. Whereas here, this while loop example, we're setting a count equal to 0. That's just a way to initialize the counter of a while loop. And a while loop, again, it executes code based on some condition until a condition is met or not met. So while the count is less than 5, you're going to print count. Okay, so as long as that condition is met, it's going to keep printing. And sometimes you can even fall into something called an infinite loop because you won't ever reach the condition. But in this case, we are going to definitely reach the condition because we have a counter here on the bottom. So while count is less than 5, you're going to print count. And then you're going to do the assignment operator that we talked about earlier. Count is equal to count plus 1, or just count plus equal 1. So it's going to increase by 1 each time. It's going to increment by 1 each time, right? So count less than 5, the first time it runs, you're going to print 0. And then the second time, it's going to be 0 plus 1. So then it's still going to be 1. Is 1 less than 5? Yes. So then it prints 1. And it runs again. So now this will it'll increment it to 2. Is 2 less than 5? And so on. Up until it reaches 5. Once it reaches 5, the while loop terminates. Okay, it ends because the condition has been met. Okay, so that's the concept of while